Hello and welcome back to another Blender 2.82 tutorial for the series how to create a dozen of city prompts. This is BulletTuber and this will be a short video on how to create this trash bag and also add it in any scene. Let's create a low poly object then, but for those who need something more detailed, please proceed with sculpting. So first of all, let's press Shift and A and create a new mesh, which it will be an icosphere. I will also apply a subdivision surface modifier and change the viewport to two subdivisions. Right click on the object and press on Shade Smooth. Now I will press 1 to go to front orthographic, tab to go into edit mode, and enable here the proportional editing, or by pressing O on the keyboard. So select this vertex and press G and Z to move it on the Z axis. Increase or decrease the strength of the proportional editing with the mouse scroll. I would like something like this, and start playing with the trash bag to create something random, something that it won't be so smooth to look like natural. So a trash bag has a lot of bumps in it, somewhere that garbage are not applied. So let's just play with the vertices here. I'm just moving them with the proportional editing enabled. I will press 7 to go to top view and start playing here a bit to create something nice. Let's see how it looks. So press tab to go back to object mode. I would like this one to move it back again. Let's move more vertices inside, or some of them outside. Just drag them, and we can also create some bumps, so we can select these vertices around, and we can press Ctrl and B to bevel to add some more geometry to it, Ctrl R to add a loop and scale a bit inside, so something like this. We can play more with these vertices, also the new added, and I think this should be a nice start for us. So you can create your own shape. It just is something random that I cannot show or explain. If you like, you can continue with sculpting. I'm gonna show a related tutorial to the future, but for now I just want a really low poly model, because we are going to add it to a different scene for our city. We have a lot of alleys to fill, so I don't want a lot of polygons, because this will slow our renders and our Blender software in general. It will be lagging. So let's stick with this. And now we have to create also a cap at the top. So I would like to bring all these faces briefly to the same point on the z-axis. I will select all these and press I to insect and E to extrude. Now we can press 1 on the numpad to go to front orthographic, and press S to scale on the z-axis by 0. I will disable proportional editing before, so I will do this. And now we can select these vertices around. We can also bring this more to the top. So selecting all this around, let's see in wireframe if it's selected. Yes, it is. So I would like to scale them inwards. Let's see how it looks now. I will scale it more. This I will move it at the center, go to front view, wireframe, and bring it down until here, just to create this at the top. And I think that if you see it from far away, it should look like a garbage bag. So I will not play more with this. I will apply this. As you can see, this is our mesh. We can always decrease with a decimate to create triangulated faces. I will show you here. For example, I would like to minimize it by 50%. So as you can see, our object is still the same, but if we go far away, as you can see, it's changing shape. So at least at 0.4 looks the same. So I will leave it like 0.5 for me. I will press apply, and if you go back to edit mode, as you can see, all the faces are now triangulated, and we have less faces. So moving on with the material, I will create a new one, which it will be the back material. I will change the base color to a black one, move on to the material, to the viewport shading. This is a material tab. And now we can change our HDRI, because I don't like to have a lot of reflections of a unique color. So I'm changing here, and now we can play with the material to create something better. So let's change to the shading tab, because I would like to play a bit with some procedural texturing, and create something more bumpy, for example. So I would like to create here Voronoi texture, and connect it to the base color. I will also like to add a noise texture, and connect the color to the scale. We can always press shift control and click where we would like, in order to have a preview of this node. So I'm gonna delete this one actually, and stay only with the noise texture. Okay, and the detail of 6, and let's also add a bump and connect it here. I would like also the color to be on the head of the bump, and the strength to 0.5 for now. So shift click on the pressable BSDF. This is how it looks. I think it's too much, so I'm reducing the detail here. I think this is much better, but I will also reduce the scale to 4. So 4 for the scale, 2 for the detail, and the distortion still on 0, but we can change to create this nice back texture. So this is for the bump. I will remove it Okay, and have the base color like before. So I think we can do our job with just the noise texture and the bump and the base color like this, but we have to create something more shinier. So I will bring the metallic a bit up and also the roughness reduce it a bit. I think this is really cool for now. So let's go to 3D view to check it and also change to layout. So I'm happy with what I see, but we can also reduce more the noise texture scale. So change it to 3, let's say. So change it to 3. This is much better, I can see. And the strength we can play from here. So I will leave it to 0.6. I prefer it to have this type of strength. So moving back to layout, as you can see, this is really nice. The decimate didn't work as I expected, but for a low poly model that can be used, for example, into the big industrial trash bin that we created in previous videos, we don't need this much detail, but you can always create the detailed one with a lot of subdivisions without the decimate modifier that we showed in this tutorial. And then you can just create duplicates and reduce the amount of detail and then use it where you want. So as for this tutorial, I think that we are done. For example, I have here the Chocofull model manager that I created my gamma, and you can always create your own. I will show this in a specified video just for how to create your own gamma and have different things in there in order for you to be easier with all the textures applied, with some thumbnails here to see. So I will open here my prompts. I have here some uh, trash bins. So for example, let's use this one. I will add it, just add it into the scene, and this is how it looks. It's moved into my scene. So I will scale this to here, move it around here just to show you what this trash bag should be added for. So I will rotate this one, for example, like this, and hide it. So press H for now, and let's, for example, move it this here and press Shift D to duplicate and start adding some trash bags in this. Bring it up because no one will see it at the bottom. Scale and start duplicating and rotating. Also scaling, moving, and etc. You can always create also a plane at the bottom at this height just to hide everything below. And if we unhide our cap, we can just fit it there and also move this one here, create some more, rotate, scale, move it here, And if we create a camera and press 0 to lock the view at the camera, this is how it looks. So it already looks nice. If you add it somewhere, there is some detail from the bump, so we don't need more. So this is the final result that we created from just a low poly model. We materialized it, we added some bump through procedural texturing, and this looks already good, like a trash bag that we need. So I hope you liked the video. It was a really fast one, and if you liked it, press the like button, leave a comment below, and of course subscribe.